Welcome back to the Worst Chess Player channel. This is going to be an analysis of my last game that I lost because after looking at the analysis on chess.com, which is a one-time deal per day if you're an unpaid subscriber or not a subscriber, if you're using chess.com with a free membership. So after analyzing the game, I made a lot of mistakes that are just so blatantly obvious. And if you notice, my accuracy is only 60.1% or 60, yeah, I guess 61.2%, which is really low. But anyway, let's have a look at these things and see how an opening like that can be avoided. Because I've seen this opening several times before, and I always find that, the queen coming out early on is a very rushed, like this is a very amateur move, and it's kind of a intimidating move, and I think a lot of people panic immediately when this happens, but it's very easily remedied. And I thought I had it, but I didn't. So I'd like to go over this to see the options that are available to deal with an opening like this. Basically, the queen is moving on to f7. That's what the aim is for, and then that's followed up by the bishop, which is supposed to be actually, this bishop should have gone to c4. Sorry, I can't see the square numbers because it's a small screen, but this bishop should have gone to c4. See, that would have been a perfect move, because then the aim of the game is to attack the f7 square. So my opponent made a stupid move right here, which, should have had helped my cause, but it didn't. My response to that was to prevent the queen from capturing the pawn on e5, or rather, yeah, I guess my response was that to prevent the queen from moving to the f7 square, which was unnecessary. So this is what I did, and it was unnecessary response, because the queen would not have moved there, obviously, because then I would have been able to just simply capture it with the king, and that is not the outcome. Had the bishop been on the c4 square, on c4, this would have been a proper move, because clearly, if had the bishop been here, my next move would have been a better served with this move, because then I would be covering up the f7 square from a fast checkmate. Anyway, so this was an unnecessary move. Instead, what I should have had done is simply move the knight here, threatening the queen, which the algorithm suggests would have made the queen move back, and then I could have moved my knights up and so on. But that didn't happen. So that was the first mistake that I made. My opponent also committed an inaccuracy here by moving his queen up. His better move would have been to move all the way up there. In any case, I continued to move on here. My opponent made a blunder, and I also made a blunder. And the blunder was that instead of, again, when you look at this, the best move would have been knight c6 to d4, and then I would be forking the queen and the bishop. And if you notice, the queen is attacking my knight on f6, which is protected by my queen. So I could have completely safely moved my knight on c6 to d4, and probably would have led to a much better game for me. Sadly, I did not do that. Let's see, the moves for that would have been, right, escape with the queen, and I would have captured the bishop, and obviously that would be a very different outcome of the game. But I didn't do that. I moved this pawn here, and then came the bishop here, and a bishop here to protect my knight, which this is not the very best position because obviously it leaves the queen hanging, and if you calculate the moves, you know, if I later on I moved, I think, my pawn the h7 to h6, but even so it's capture, capture, and then capture, capture. Actually, in this position I'm winning pieces. This was a bad move. Why was it a bad move? Because I should have moved my pawn up here to boot the bishop out of the way, or at least have it captured, in which case would have been, let's see this. Oh no, where is it? Let's see. Okay, show moves. So it would have been, yeah, most likely an escape, and then I could castle safely and capture, and then I would just capture it with my pawn here. So that would have been a safe bet again, but I didn't. This is problematic because now my knight on f6 is being attacked from three ways, and it's only protected from two. So obviously if I moved on to the exchange, I would have lost in the long run, and I would have been short on pieces. Again, my opponent, so yeah, this was a bad move. What I should have done, see, the fork continues to be recommended. The best move would have been to fork the queen and the bishop, which I did not do. But I wonder if I had moved here. Let's see those moves here. Right, capture. But, well, we're presuming that the queen would have been captured, because, I mean, he could have just moved his bishop over here, at which point I would have to move my queen, and then he would capture my queen, and I would capture his queen, so that would be even. So I guess the presumption is that it goes here, here, and I'm not sure why that is the best course of action. Yeah, exactly. See, so, yeah, okay. That's an interesting exchange. Very different from what actually transpired. My opponent moved here instead after the castling. So after my mistaken castling, this is what continued on. This was a blunder. A better move would have been for him to move here and check. But he moved, and on my part, this was a blunder. So what I should have had done is move my bishop here to attack the knight, and the moves behind that are as follows, I guess. Right, but so I moved here, capture, capture. And I'm surprised that he just didn't just capture my bishop. I'm not sure why. I think, like, that's what I mean. Like, my opponent was just as poorly prepared as I, because that was a free bishop right there, which he completely missed. And then I pulled this goof. Not sure why. So that was a very good move here, obviously. And this I escaped, and my opponent should have captured that. Should have captured the pawn on h4, which they didn't. This is a mistake of again. A better move would have been here, which I did later on, right now. But then this was a capture here, and knight I moved my queen here, giving a check, but that was rather pointless. There was no follow-up that I had ready, really. And my queen was under attack, so I had to move out of the way. I was aiming to move my pieces somewhere towards, obviously, the A and B file and attack the king, but I was really unable to shimmy my way up into that direction. This was a mistake. A better move would have been to go all the way down here. Why? Puts the queen on a safer square. Yeah, okay, so, but I did not do that. What is this option here? Okay. Where is this? Oh, go back. Okay, where did we go here? That was a fast-moving, fast-paced game. Oh, yes, okay. Where were we? Okay, here. So, yeah, my king side is completely open up right now. My king is absolutely vulnerable. I'm in a horrible position. This was a mistake again here. I should have taken the pawn, it says. And so this is what I don't understand. So, let's go back here. A better move would have been to capture with the rook. And the algorithm suggests that the king could simply move out of the way, which I don't understand, because the king could simply capture the rook. In which case, if that were the case, if the king did capture the rook, I could move my queen up the file to the second row, and that would have been a check. But I mean, that's easily prevented by either blocking with the queen or anything else. And white is still at a massive advantage, so I'm not sure why the algorithm suggests for the king to run away here, to be honest. Because see, I could, right, this is an odd, okay, see. This is play like beyond shenanigans. I'm still way down, so this would be. So let's go back here. And what happened here? Oh yeah, okay. Moved my king, queen up there. Here's a check, capture, and this is a checkmate. Sadly. So, yeah, I guess to prevent the checkmate that followed, maybe this is why the line, but I just don't understand this particular move, why the algorithm suggests for the king to escape rather than capture the rook. Yes, a check would have followed, but again, it could be prevented by the queen sliding in between. The knight on f4 is protected by the rook on h4, and so I don't really understand why. If you're watching this review, if you do know why the algorithm suggests for the king to move to a1 rather than to capture on b2, please let me know in the comment section below. But so yeah, so this is my dilemma. I know that I am better than my games, and a lot of the moves that I do, I make mistakes, and they're so obvious in retrospect. I guess hindsight is 20/20, right? And it's really frustrating. It's really getting on my nerve because I can't break through that 1000 elo mark. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this analysis. Let's have a quick look here. 11 best moves on my opponent's side, 6 on mine, 2 great moves on his side. Wow, on their side rather. I don't know if it's a man or woman. Inaccuracies, 4 blunders on my side and 3 on his or hers. No missed wins. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this one. I just wanted to, go over the... Where is it? I just wanted to go over the initial moves, because this always throws me off, the first queen. But what you need to do is realize that, in a situation like this, it's actually not that scary. There's nothing that the queen can do that wouldn't basically mean a sacrifice, and particularly in this position. Had the bishop been here, then a move up to here would have been a better placement, because you were blocking. The goal is to prevent the queen from doing this and causing a checkmate, right? But that was not the case. The bishop was here, which meant that there was nothing that was really threatening in any way or shape or form, because I can safely move my knight here. There's no way for the queen to move here, because that would be a stupid move. That's just a capture, and so that's not happening. So the algorithm suggests to either go here for the queen, or go here, or get the hell back to where she came from, right there. So yeah, so that's a small difference, and the difference is in the bishop, basically being placed properly here, in which case the proper response would be pawn g7 to g6. But since the bishop was misplaced, a safe bet would have been to move the knight over to here, threatening the queen and forcing her to retreat or move away. Make sure to smash up the like, subscribe, and of course, come back for the next game, 56. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.